Did all Indian dinosaurs go extinct during the formation of the Deccan Traps, or did they go extinct because of the events caused by the Chicxulub event? Okay, what is the context to what uh, the question is? So let's go back to the map. Where's the map? Shall we make it larger? Here we are. So the question is about the Deccan Traps and the Chicxulub event. So, as I hope we all know, the Indian subcontinent, the Indian landmass, was once part of Africa. It was once attached to Africa, the eastern part of Africa, right? So it detached because of tectonic activity about 100 million or so years before today. The island of Madagascar also detached. It was left behind here, and the Indian landmass traveled all across the Indian Ocean and eventually slammed into Eurasia. And that is the event that led to the formation of the highest mountain, the tallest mountain range in the world, the Himalayas. So, when India was in the Indian Ocean, when the Indian subcontinent was in the Indian Ocean, when it was in this region here, the Réunion Island region, about 60, 70 million years before today, about 65 or so million years before today, the Indian subcontinent was in this region, the Réunion region. And there is a volcanic hotspot there. It's called the Réunion hotspot. So at that time, there was this massive super volcanic activity going on in the Deccan Plains, in the Deccan Plateau, and you still see evidence of that in the Deccan Plateau. It's called the Deccan Traps, these bad lands in Maharashtra and Western India, even Central India, and all that. Enormous region that was full of this super volcanism. And this super volcanic activity spewed immense amounts of fumes, smoke, dust, clouds, ash, etc., into the Earth's atmosphere. This happened about between 70 and 60 million years before today, approximately 67, 66, 65 million years before today. So that is the Deccan Traps volcanism. And at the same time, there was this massive extraterrestrial impact onto the earth. So if we go to Mexico's Yucatan province, Yucatan Peninsula, and if you go to this region here, you will find a town called Chicxulub. It's not a town, it's a village. Chicxulub. This is the place. So it's a small village today, Chicxulub, and it happens to be the epicenter of an ancient uh, extraterrestrial impact event that happened 66 million years ago. So if you go to Google and you Google it, Google this, and if you take a look uh, at the images here, one second. So you will find evidence of an ancient hidden crater in this region. As you can see, there are all these sinkholes called cenotes that are laid out in a ring with its epicenter near the city, the village of Chicxulub. So, and there are these gravitational anomalies as well, and all of that. So, it's clear that there is an ancient, massive impact crater hidden in the uh, Yucatan Peninsula. And this impact, it has been dated to around 66 million years ago before today. And we know what happened at that time, the extinction event of the non-avian dinosaurs. It was a massive extinction event. So what happened is that there was a massive space object, maybe an asteroid or a comet, that impacted the earth in that place, in present day Yucatan. This object was about 10 kilometers in diameter. It was traveling at approximately 20 to 30 kilometers per second. And the kinetic energy of the impact was about roughly 5 billion, 5 billion times. Is it 5 million? I think it's 5 million times. 5 million times the energy of the Hiroshima atomic bomb. That's 50 lakh times the energy emitted by the Hiroshima nuclear bomb. That was the energy released by this enormous extraterrestrial impact. So it clearly caused a global catastrophe. It caused a nuclear kind of winter. It spewed enormous amounts of ash and dust and soil and smoke and soot and all that into the atmosphere, which remained in Earth's atmosphere for maybe a decade. So maybe for a decade or so, there was no sunlight. That killed off most of the plants. And when all the plants die, the animals that eat plants, the herbivorous animals, die. And when herbivorous animals die, the animals that eat those herbivorous animals, they also die. So that set off a mass extinction event. Maybe 90-95% of all species on the planet died out, including the non-avian dinosaurs. But some tiny animals survived, including the avian dinosaurs, who eventually evolved into today's birds. And also some small mammals survived, rat like animals, who gave rise to us. So our ancestors survived that. Now, the question is, what caused the mass extinction of the dinosaurs? It is not only Indian dinosaurs that died, it's the global dinosaur population, non avian dinosaurs that died out. So the big controversy has been, what caused this mass extinction? Was it the Chicxulub impact event, which was a massive event, or was it the Deccan Traps volcanism in India? So there's been a massive controversy. There is this lady who came up with this idea, the theory that it was the Deccan Traps volcanism that caused this this mass extinction. And she was marginalized and laughed off for decades. I think I've even written about this. Where do we have it? I Let me share the screen. So I have actually written about this. So this is an article I wrote in 2018. So the mainstream consensus is Nobel laureate Luis Alvarez's famous bad weekend scenario. Big rock from the sky hits the dinosaurs and boom, they go, they die out. And the discovery of the 66 million year old Chicxulub crater has bolstered this theory's credibility. But one geologist disagrees, and she has endured decades of ridicule for it. Gerta Keller argues that the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event, the dinosaur extinction, was caused by a series of colossal volcanic eruptions, the Deccan Traps in India, and their environmental consequences. And this lady had to endure decades of ridicule and all that. But now it is widely accepted that it was most likely a combination of the Chicxulub event and the Deccan Traps volcanism, a combination of these two things, these two factors that caused the extinction event of the dinosaurs and other animals. Right? So, most likely, it is a combination of two factors: the massive volcanism, super volcanism in India, the Deccan Traps, and at the same time, the Chicxulub impact event. Both of these had consequences that eventually got together and caused the extinction event 66 million years ago, the Cretaceous Paleogene extinction event. So, most likely, it's a combination of both the factors.